just take the root and bang it. See how I'm leaving that soil on top? Hey, it's Greg on here with MaritimeGardening.com. I'm down to the last of my kale. This is all I got left. It says first day? Yes, I think it's the first day of December. My kale usually lasts me until December. I've been harvesting it fairly aggressively. I got a lot of kale put down in my freezer, and now I'm just finishing off what's left. It's really not growing this time of year. It's just sort of staying alive, right? So I don't, you know, all summer long. I mean, you got to remember, this kale I planted last March, right? And then I started harvesting it around sometime in June. And I've been harvesting it since June, so I mean, I've gotten a lot out of this kale. But now the season's over. I got a couple I moved to my cold frames, and we'll see what goes on there. I'm not overly optimistic, but we're going to still get a lot of sun here, right? It's overcast a lot, so cold frames aren't, at least for me, where I'm near the coast, they're not particularly productive. They do have their place in a garden here, and other people get better results with them. But anyway, so all I do to harvest these is, this time of year, I just break them off. There's no point in cut and come again. You know, it's not like they're going to be growing and putting up. I mean, I'm sure they are growing, but it's at such a tiny rate. Right? That much growth might take 3 weeks, right? And in the shortest day of the year is just a few weeks away, right? 3 weeks away. So yeah, there's no point. There's really no point, right? So I'm going to pick some of these, and then I'm going to show you how I cook them as well. I'm going to do another video later and show you how I cook them. But for this video, and I'm running out of battery here, I just thought I'd show you. I had 2 beds this size of kale, and I had a couple others in various parts of the garden, because I always have like strays that need a home, and I just don't have the heart to eliminate them. And this is all that's left, right? And we've been eating this maybe 2 or 3 times a week. So you know, every second or third day I come out and break a few more of these off. So they're at the end of their rope. And to make a meal, I like to have, like, this is a large bowl. It's maybe 15 inches wide, but that's the amount I think is a good side dish for a family of 4. Everybody gets a good clump of it on the plate. Also, since I'm out here, you know, if I don't get these roots out of the ground, they're just going to get frozen in unless I can, you know, do something to keep the ground from freezing here. So it makes sense to pull them out. Also, because it's cold outside right now, it's a good way to mitigate pests. Now there may be some pests that were on the kale that have put their babies in its roots. So this time of year, you know, you just take the root and bang it. See how I'm leaving that soil on top? So if there's any eggs, or there's a worm, I'll save him. If there's any eggs in that, right, they'll get too cold and die, or some bird will come down and peck them to death, right? Just fire that in the woods. You'd put that in your compost. So that's all I do. I just pull the roots, and you know, I assume if there's a pest, it would want to be really in close to that, right? So just sort of just broadcast that. You know, if it's a pest that likes to eat these, they're going to plant their babies right next to it, right? I would be inclined to think that would be their instinct. So I'm going to add some more mulch on top of this once everything's gone, like I've done with the adjacent bed. I got some more leaves. But that's all I do, right? I break them off this time of year. I'm going to do the rest of this garden this morning and just knock the dirt off of those, and that way maybe it minimizes. I mean, they got to come out anyway, and it'll give me options for using the garden in the spring with these things out of the way, because they'll just freeze into the ground if I don't get one of these plastic things over top. You can't really go wrong with kale. People are always talking about fall crops, fall plantings. I planted these last March, and that's a fall crop, right? You know, there's lots of different things you can sow in August and harvest later in the fall, of course. But well, why not sow something that, and do that, right? But it's also very useful to sow something in March and eat it all summer and all fall. I think that's even easier. All right, so I hope you found that interesting. If you did, please like, share, subscribe. And until next time, get out there, get at it, have fun in your garden. If you want to learn how to cook kale, watch my kale video coming up later in the week. Thanks.